Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast. It's a loser's lounge, fellas. It's a tough one. Last game of the season. Rapids fall 1-0 to visiting fake Salt Lake for the fourth time in 2023. Joining me, as always, to break it down, the fellas, Super Yaya.
We did it, guys. We got through it. We got through the worst season in Rapids history.
Man, it's over. We made it.
I'm done.
We made it.
Tap out, coach.
The other guy that made it, downtown Duane Brown.
I just want to say that this is really a drawing room and not a loser's lounge.
I know you have this take about the refs. That ball was in, my guy.
Yeah, it was in.
Yeah.
But also there was a foul right before that should have been called. So there's just double bad calls on there.
Look, it sucks.
I'm saying,
right?
It
I mean,
sucks.
I
stand by my call on the refs. They suck.
Well, that's true. Man, here's what you got tonight. You got the fourth loss to your biggest rival in a calendar year. Fourth loss, third at home. You get another shutout. You don't get another Rafa goal. Like, what am I missing here? It was just like, just felt like it was just getting poured on. You know, it was like everything you wanted. It was a classic game in that it was like early on you had the Rapids looking as good as ever. Offense cruising, chance after chance after chance after cross after corner after break. Abe looked stout, defense looked stout, and they didn't get a goal, and you knew right there that it was the same story as always. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't really be upset today. I really, really can't. Like,
Okay.
I know a lot of I'm taking a positive spin on it. Dude, you know what? This team actually took this game personal, which is something we didn't see all year. That's something I cared about, the mentality of it. The win, what were you going to get with the win? Nothing. Do I wish they would have scored for the people in attendance? Of course. That's always something you want at home. But in reality, this team finally gave a shit, and it felt good to see a team play Salt Lake and not just be completely torn down from start to finish. And that's all I cared about, that this team actually gave a shit today. They were fighting for Abe after they rounded that guy out. Like, I don't know, man. It's really hard for me to like look at this team and kind of be so negative after like it's already been a shitty season. All I wanted to see is them actually care.
Yeah, and I think they showed that not just tonight, but I think they showed it over the last 8 games under Chris Little, or whatever. You know, you saw a noticeable difference there. But Duane, I think we might have been missing the headline on this because easily probably the biggest news of the night is that Diego Rubio posted a thank you to Colorado about 5 minutes after the whistle. Sounds like Diego Rubio is out of here.
Let the off season of heartbreak begin.
Yep.
So I think he is the first of probably several players that are going to be saying goodbye. So that hurts though, man. Diego is a big friend of the show. We've talked to him numerous times, both at DNVR, in the building, downstairs, just hanging out, and also, you know, at Rapids events, and just one of the classiest guys to ever wear burgundy and blue. You know, I will still remember at the kickoff party coming in, you know, when we were backstage with my daughter, hanging out and going over and saying hi to Diego, excuse me, and then him going, is this your daughter? And I said, yeah. And so him saying hi to Penny and then going, hang on. Texting my wife, I'm going to have her come and bring my daughters. And it was just constantly, you know, just always thinking about other people, whether it's on the pitch and trying to, you know, build up the team like during World Cup in the off season for the Rapids when Ollie was there, and like Diego already being on him about thinking about the season in the first game.
Sure.
Just I mean
look, we don't have to have the Diego funeral right now. We don't have to pour our heart out. You have a game to talk about.
Yeah.
But look, I just maybe I'm just not emotionally ready for this. I'm not ready to share the stories and to
it's too soon
to put the postmortem on his career. It was news, and I wanted to touch on it before we got into the game.
The one thing I do want to say about this is what a disservice to have him in the building from international break and not have him play.
I know.
It's kind of
I don't know if it was Rubio.
I
don't know if it was Rubio. I don't know who it was, but regardless, like if it was the front office saying, "Hey, man, don't even risk getting injured or whatever," it's like, holy crap, man! Like, what a disservice to everybody that loved him in his time here. That's the thing that about today, without like going into the funeral stuff, really hurt me. That I wanted to see him out there. We were speculating if he was even here or not. He was. He didn't suit up, and that's the worst part of it for me, at least.
Yeah.
There was you don't get a swan song for I mean, truly a club legend. I mean, he's a club legend.
I mean, ties the all-time single season scoring record, right?
Yeah, 16 goals last year, tied for first all-time in a season for the Rapids. A key cog for one of the peaks of the franchise, right? 1 seed. Sucks to see him go. And, maybe that's the next part of this, right? There's 11 guys with an option coming up this season. There are, obviously expected turnover, but how many guys did we see play their last game in Burgundy tonight, do you think? Like you look up and down that lineup and you're like, we may have seen, was that Beta Swan song? Was it like...
I'm rewatching the game right now. From the starting lineup, there's only one. And that's Jonathan Lewis.
Under contract, though, I believe.
Yeah, but like that's the one that like it's most likely for him not to be here anymore because he has played here for a long time, hasn't really produced for what they wanted. Might just need a time of change for the Rapids and him. They can work something out in the offseason where maybe they send him out to Philadelphia, Seattle, Miami, or anywhere else. Somebody that needs a winger, maybe Earthquakes is looking for some help if Cade Carroll leaves, and that's where I can see him kind of dipping and going to another city.
Yeah, and maybe it's not so much who played tonight, but who didn't play tonight. So did we already see the last bit of Danny Wilson, Lawless? Hopefully not Keegan. I think that was just to get sub minutes, hopefully.
That's what I was when you said that, that's the first thing that came rushing to my head. We can't lose Jack, Cole. I mean, we can't lose Jack, Rubio, and Keegan all on the same season. I mean, we can, right? But it's not the greatest feeling.
Mikey B already gone.
Exactly. When you lose 3 stalwarts of this Rapids era, of course, you want change, you want to win. This is what has to happen at the end of the day. You need to make tough decisions, and some of those, it's like your favorite player might be gone, and it sucks bad. But like again, at the end of the day, it still can feel really, really bad when they're no longer here next year.
Duane, man, you're a big Jack guy. You're a big Rubio guy. You're a big Rapids guy. You're a Pids guy.
All true statements.
Where's your head at after this game? I mean, do you feel a sense of relief? Is it a sense of loss? Is it what is it? Where's your head at after really a disheartening result?
The game. Yeah, the game to me, like, I don't remember who it was that got shoulder checked out of bounds, but there should have been a whistle there. And there wasn't, and the Rapids kind of held up play because the whistle should have been there and it wasn't, and that ultimately led to the goal.
That was
I'm irritated by that, but man, I'm irritated by the refs all the time. I'm with Yaya. I think like the guys came out, they played really hard. It was fun. I was talking to my buddy Michael, who we go to, all the games together, and it was fun. It was fun to watch this team play. It was fun and interesting soccer, especially in the first half, but even in the second half. So that was nice. It was nice to watch Rapids play fun soccer. You know, it's the same. I got a helicopter coming in. I'm sorry. It's probably loud.
Sounds cool.
It's not my helicopter. It's just some random helicopter.
Ride's here.
I got Uber helicopter. You know, it's the same struggle that we've had all season, which is to say that scoring goals is not easy for the Rapids in the 2023 season. And unfortunately, it ended, you know, much as it has, you know, pretty much all season with not being able to find the back of the net. Not for lack of trying. At least there was a lot of trying today, but, you know, just didn't happen. So, I mean, that's the overall. There's some individual performances I thought were real good. We'll leave that for later. But, yeah, I mean, it's a bummer, man. It's RSL. Nobody wants to lose to RSL. I still feel like we didn't lose to RSL. Feel we lost to the refs tonight. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll die on that hill because it's over.
But I mean, that's kind of makes you feel a little better, right? You saw effort. I mean, to me, it does, because this doesn't mean anything. It's not like you're out of the playoffs. They didn't improve anything. It will go down as a loss. But if you see this game, it doesn't leave you with that much of a sour taste. It doesn't feel like a loss.
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing feels as bad. Nothing feels as bad as the last Salt Lake loss.
Exactly.
Right? End of the Fraser era. We knew it was the end of the Fraser era. You had Cole saying, like, I'm so sick of losing. Nothing feels like that. That was the bottom, right? And everything since then, no matter how you look at it, is wrapping up this season positively, right? Like, there's not, and even if the ramp up, you know, peaked up here, dropped all the way down, and it came back up a little bit, right? Like, it is headed in the right direction vibes wise. And now you have a chance to really wipe this clean, right? Really wipe probably by next week. You know, we'll know the direction, or at least have an idea.
We might have a head coach in a week.
You might.
Like,
I think I decided during the game. Are you guys ready for this? I think I'm in on Little. I think I want it to be Little.
Dude, Little's such a good option.
I think I want it to be Little.
I talked myself in to Little, and then you talked me out when you're like, you know what? This guy doesn't seem to be it. Porter's last shot at trying to fix this, and going with Little might not be the way to go.
Here's why I think it would be the right move. He is a one of one. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to like fully interact with him, but I guarantee you tonight when he went into the presser, which I drove here instead of going to that, I guarantee you he shook everyone's hand before he answered a question. I guarantee you when I was at practice the other day, instead of walking in and talking about the coaches and what they're going to do with training, he literally runs over to where I'm standing watching practice, asks me how's it going, what's up. I mean, this is stuff I've never seen in sports at any level that I have covered across sports. He is a one of one. It's a culture move. Clearly, how you could turn around the vibes of this team in such a short amount of time from where it was in the basement to what he did in 8 games. I'm in. I'm sold. It's a culture move. He's going to build it. He is unique and awesome, and I'm in. All right.
Yeah. Dude, again, I wasn't all in on Little. The thing is not that I don't want him. The thing comes down to, like, Porix might not take a shot on him. Because I think Little's the guy. I think the dude, I told you, like, promotion, keep it within the system is always a good thing. If you're doing if you truly believe in what you're doing, you always want to keep it within the same organization so you can keep it going, right?
I think it's the move, but let's see who the final candidates really are, right? Before we dig in even farther, I want to shout out the homies. Jared, what's up? Crash, Kevin. I think I saw B-Ray in here earlier. John. Thanks for hanging with us on the last lounge of the season. Doesn't happen without y'all. So thank you. I mean, did Little show enough? They didn't score tonight. They won, twice under him, right?
Yeah.
2 wins.
2 wins, 3 losses, and 2 draws.
Well, it's 8, so it's 4 losses.
4 losses, 4 draws, either one.
2 draws?
Yeah, something like that. It was still not winning soccer, right?
Yeah, correct. Okay, I do want to say, and look, I don't want to ever give it up for Salt Lake, ever, in any way, shape, or form. But between the dumpster fire tifo last game and the our rivalry deserves better, and the one that just said rivalry in Dr. Evil quotes, man, they showed up. They really handed it to him, man. Oof. I gotta give it up where it's due. That is when your rival. Ugh, what am I even trying to say? Like? I hate them. I hate them. But damn.
I mean, they bring the fire, man. It's easy when your team is
bad,
bad, right?
They brought it. Yeah. They really brought it. Just dumping salt in the wound.
Yeah, I mean it's easy pickings, but they do a great job at it.
Right.
It's the definition of the kid taking candy from a baby, man. Like, but it hurts every time.
Guys, where do you want to go with this? I'm in such a weird mood. I don't really care about breaking down the game because like why does it matter, right? We got a few minutes of Ollie. I think that was pretty dope, right? Like
Ollie kind of showed
Ollie
up.
Ollie played great.
Ollie was awesome.
He's one of the 2 stars for me tonight. Like there were 2 clear stars for me. One was Ollie and the other was Abe. And I'm not the biggest Abe fan in the world, you know.
Me neither.
But Abe played really well tonight, and certainly in the first half when I get to see the close up of the defense in the first half before they switch sides. Man, I was impressed with Abe today. You know, he really got his chance to play in the first team, and he showed up. He played great.
That's actually a really good point. That's something I wanted to ask you guys.
Okay.
Do you think after the semifinals performance in Rapids 2 and this last performance with the first team, do you think Abe just locked up the goalkeeper 2 spot?
Yeah.
You think he's going to be the guy going forward?
Look, you just have to keep going until you think Beaudry can handle facing professionals and not semi-professionals / amateurs. You know what I mean? Like, you're just waiting for Beaudry. Really.
Beaudry's the future. For now, it's Marco, and then you've got Abe as a backup.
Yeah. I think you saw the last DRB.
Yeah. Yarby's another one, but we've already kind of after Marco signed on full time, you kind of already had that.
We knew. Man, very cool tonight. So we think we were talking this out with the comms guys and just press row, and maybe Duane or Yahya as more historians of the Rapids would know off the top of your head. But is this the first time we have seen four homegrowns on the field at the same time? You had Abe, Cole, Seb, and Ollie all playing, all from a kind of around the same class, right? I think.
Yappy, you had 5.
Oh, and then Yappy comes on, so that's 5 homegrowns on the field at once. Well, no, but Yappy came on. Was Seb already off?
Yappy came on. Well, yeah, you always had a 4 at one time. Because Seb came off, and Beta Short came on the same time that Yappy came on.
I thought you just meant playing in the game. Yeah, I don't. Well,
5 total in the game, which is probably a record too.
Yeah, 5's a lot.
That's probably a record too. Interesting.
One I think there was a game where it was similar, but it was Vines.
It was probably Vines, Colin, and
Ollie and
Seb playing together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting, right? For a team that hasn't turned out a ton of academy talent over the years, like compared to some Dallas or whoever else has turned out all the stars. Pretty cool to see that. Right, and I think all those guys are solidly MLS level players. Yappy kind of TBD, right?
I think Yappy has the highest ceiling of all.
That's interesting.
Look, out of the 5 academy kids that you saw today, I think Yappy has the highest potential.
I mean, it's either Cole or him, but you're probably right. Yeah. Just physically speaking, you're right.
He's also younger.
Yeah, dramatically so young.
Yeah, dramatically. Yeah. But you did see the youth movement. I think the only guy I wanted to see Remy. You put up the golden boot at R2. I wanted to see Remy play tonight. We didn't need to see Kevin. I didn't need to see him. I was fine. I did not need to watch him jog around for 20 minutes and not sprint ever. He is the fastest person I have ever seen play sports. And I've watched a lot of sports in my life. He is as faster than anyone. And I swear to God, you never see him even come close to hitting top speed in the run of play. He just jogs around and it drives me insane. And I want Remy. Sorry, I had to get that off. It just drives me insane.
What do you guys think about this?
Well, I mean, we're only one spot away from being last, so yes, I think it would be very easy to improve next season.
Just so,
if you just look at the bar is low.
Real quick, just for the audio listeners, question is: not knowing who we hire or acquire, do you think we can improve next season?
Of course.
Sure.
I mean, just look at how the team finished out once Frazier was out. Way better. Yes, for sure.
I don't think I don't think we're storming to winning the cup or anything, but improvement, the bar is fairly low. So
exactly, Jared said it's going to be hard to regress from a point in total perspective. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it does, then it's bye-bye Borg, it's bye-bye that coach, it's bye-bye a lot more players. Then it's full 5-alarm fire.
I think that's actually bye-bye Rapid.
Maybe. Jesus Christ, that's depressing.
I'm
not ready for that episode yet. Jesus.
Honestly, man, one thing I do want to bring up. I know we're all over the place.
No, that's fine. I think this is the day to be all over the place.
So, I hear the Spanish podcast when I'm at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you guys heard any broadcast or any kind of MLS entity discussed all the bad things with Kroenke?
Probably. Wait, how many times did they discuss it on the broadcast?
Yeah. Or how many times have you heard in general somebody discuss it?
Not
an
a lot.
MLS entity.
Very, very little.
Dude.
Little to none.
The last game I watched, I can't remember which one. It wasn't last weekend, but maybe the week before. I remember hearing the announcers talk about the C38 banners, and they read it out, the deserving better. And I remember them making a statement about, but this is an ownership that doesn't seem that they are going to do that.
Okay. The Spanish broadcast was going in at Kroenke a little bit. They were talking about how, hey man, these fans need better. These fans want better. You can't keep doing this. It's how are you going to have 3 championships in the last 3 years and then spend this much amount of money in Arsenal, then come to the Rapids and say, oh, there's no resources for you guys? They were a little upset on behalf of Rapids fans.
Fair enough.
Good for them. Yeah.
Honestly.
Because
it really has not, even the game where they walked out, it was hardly a talking point from the English broadcast.
Yeah. No, it was kind of a huge point on this, actually. They were kind of going pretty hard at what Kroenke has done wrong and everything he actually has to improve. They actually even talked about the infrastructure of the whole stadium and where they practice. It was kind of insane.
Well, people are taking notice.
I think there's going to be some news coming up about that. We'll get into that later.
He was there at C38 today at the tailgate.
Kroenke?
Stan Kroenke sighting.
Shout out, Dave, bro. That was really good. That
was one of the best costumes I've ever seen.
It was really good. Man, just all right. Should we knock out Flowers here in a sec? You guys ready for Flowers? Anything else you want to get out about the game? Anything you guys want to talk about in the comments? Throw it out. Let's get weird. Let's try stuff.
You know something weird? You want to hear something weird?
How weird?
It's pretty weird.
Okay.
I don't know where those of you that were at the game. I don't know where you sit. I sit in 123, not too far from C38, over in the corner. And I've never experienced this before, but it smelled like an old dirty aquarium. Like when I used to have to clean Penny's stinky aquarium, take the fish out and clean it. like several people I was sitting with, like we were all talking about it. This smells like an old pond, but it was like a stinky aquarium. I don't know if you're in the comments and you sat over in that corner and you smelled that. I know I'm not crazy because there were other people that were mentioning it too.
You might be crazy, but
it was weird. It was weird.
I mean, it's a Rapids game, right? Rapids, water.
Weird. Yeah, I guess. Not stinky water, though. It was weird. It was weird.
I did have a question, and maybe you guys think about this. I'm going to pose the question, and then I'm going to ad read, and then I'll get your answers, and maybe your answers in the chat too. If Rapid Man was no longer the mascot, and you had to choose an animal,
how dare you? First of all,
this is right? Because I saw the Diamondbacks, which are very clearly a snake-based team, right? Yeah. Has a bobcat as their mascot, not a snake.
But that's much like the Rockies have Dinger.
The Rockies are a mountain.
Yeah, you can't really have
a different animal. It's an animal, right? So,
but Dinger was based on the stadium when they dug it up.
Yeah, sure.
The Bobcat was based on the fact that it used to be called Bank One Ballpark, which was called the Bob.
Yeah, Duane, so. I don't need rationality. I just need you to answer this question. Jesus Christ.
I'm just giving you the history of it. There are reasons for everything. I'm not saying they're good reasons. I'm just saying that there are reasons. They didn't randomly go, F it.
This is a really simple question that Duane just kind of turned into something.
You know I love mascots. I love them.
But if you had to pick an animal, what would it be? Okay, let's talk about the homies at Illegal Pete's. Illegal Pete's, we love you. Queso pen, baby. We love it. We love Illegal Pete's, and we love the Illegal Pete's queso pen. Get yours ASAP. Run, sprint, fly down to your local O-Pen retailer. It is available in select Denver area dispensaries from September 20th through October 31st. Illegal Pete's and O-Pen are both old school Denver brands and have been connected for over 10 years. They finally got the opportunity to officially partner on this killer cartridge. The original plan was to create an infused queso edible. I'm glad that plan didn't work. Keep that one in beta testing. See if that one gets good. But if it does, I will happily eat it. But the queso pen pairs very well with the real Illegal Pete's queso. Customers who purchase one cartridge, you bring the box with you into an Illegal Pete's location, and you get a free small chips and queso. Queso on queso on queso on queso. Illegal Pete's. Get yours. Boom. Okay, what are your answers?
I'll let Duane go first.
An angry otter.
Are there even otters in Colorado?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen one in Colorado. Interesting.
They're wily.
I like a moose, you know?
I mean, we have moose here?
For sure.
Yeah, I saw a moose. I saw a moose this summer.
One almost ran us over on my backpacking trip. Like, actually.
I was very excited. It's my first moose I've ever seen.
Prairie dog's a great one.
With a plague doctor mask, just to really hammer that home.
What I wanted was the prairie dog to carry the Victory Crossing sign around, just so everybody knew what number to call for.
They took it down. It's gone.
We have an update. We have a Victory Crossing sign update. Yeah.
Break it for me and the people.
They took it down.
That's it.
It's gone.
Yeah, they got roasted for it. They can't have it up anymore.
Yeah.
For me, I think it would be a fox to pay homage to the original Colorado Foxes that played here with Marcelo Balboa and.
It's a good one.
They had a fox already.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd keep that one. Like if they're gonna do a fox, I'd want the fox, just because it does pay homage to the first Colorado soccer team here.
In that weird time where we had 4 animal mascots.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I don't care what animal. I would just want it to they took Rapid Man and shaped him into whatever, a bear, but it's made out of water, but it's just shaped more like an animal. I think it'd be hilarious.
I mean, it would kind of make sense, right? If they go hunting in water.
A bear does make sense, right? They go fishing and stuff.
Yeah,
makes sense. They get in the rapids to eat fish. Makes sense.
I get it.
But they're murderers.
Love it.
Well, if you guys could name the Rapids anything, what would it be? That's just good.
Probably they really missed out on Rocky Mountain Arsenal with the Arsenal connection. And
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Arsenal being right there.
That is
really
true.
missed out.
RMA.
But alas, we're stuck.
Ooh, that's tough to beat, Mitch. I really think that's the best answer.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Really is.
That's what I'm here for. What position do you need them to target this offseason? How about someone who scores goals? Because Diego Rubio is gone. That's the position, Mile High. That's the position.
You need a 10.
You need a 6.
You need another 2 center backs. You need wingers and maybe a new striker. Have fun.
Oh, and a coach and an entire staff.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and Joseph Martinez not staying in Miami. Screw it.
Jesus Christ. He would never.
No, Joseph.
He would walk across that parking lot to practice one time and be like, what am I doing?
He is the closest thing that we had.
There's no way. There's no way on God's green earth that Joseph Martinez would show up here. Ever.
No. That's 100% true. Dude, but again, I would take Joseph Martinez in a heartbeat. Play him as a 10.
Of course!
Right behind Navagol. Like,
he's one of the greatest goal scorers in MLS history, of course.
I'll take him in a heartbeat.
Of course. Man.
I'm done with culture shit. Just give me wins.
Thank you. Okay, Flowers time. Let's go.
I'm panicking.
Roll the graphic. There it is.
Got the graphic.
One last time. Who wants to kick off the last Flower session of the season?
I will.
Go, Yaya.
And for as much shit as everybody and even us have given Ralph Priesel today had a great game.
Wow.
Defensively, he had defensively right call. Wasn't trying to do too much, and that's what you want, where he can actually build to be maybe a backup 6 and just be a rotation guy, a sporadic starter, somebody that you can rely on constantly, and that's all you really want. You don't need him to be a star player. You just need him to go out there and make the right decision, and that's exactly what he did today.
No cards today either.
Yeah, I thought he played great. He was very noticeable in the way that he didn't lose the ball.
Yep. True on all accounts.
Yeah.
I feel like Mitch has a hot take about Priso.
I don't know.
It's Flowers. You give Flowers whoever you want.
No, I don't know. I mean, Priso is still young. Plenty of room to grow. Arrow probably trending in the right direction a little bit. I just wish that growth curve was steeper. You know what I mean? It's just you want
more from him.
You want to say that the 6th position is just covered, right? Like you want to say that that's just, we have that locked down. And you can't say that going into this offseason because he hasn't developed into that yet with quite a few minutes.
And that's why I don't think he's like actually the starter or filled that position. I still think you need to go, but he becomes a depth piece for you for sure. That's why I think he just becomes a rotation guy, a guy that you can actually rely on, and that's all you really want. If it develops to more, great, But right now, if you just have somebody you can put in there and you're not going to be afraid, that's all you want.
I want him to get it. I'm pro Ralph. I just
of course. You
I wanted to see more for a long time. And it's interesting that we saw arguably his best. I don't know what you guys think, but arguably his best play under Chris Little when he was very, very clearly a Robin guy, right? Like Robin wanted him back in that Mac trade.
Yeah,
and he barely played under him, and he didn't play well when he did. And now he's played better than ever under a different. I don't know. It's interesting, at least.
I think it just comes down to having a plan and developing instead of wanting more out of a player than he's ready to take on.
Fair enough. Duane, what do you got?
I'm going with Ollie.
Nice.
Limited time, but man, did he make the most of it. I thought he looked fantastic in the midfield. I was happy to see him come on. I saw him warming up, and I was like, please let him come on. He's earned the minutes. And then to not just see him come on, but come on and like just straight up earn his spot. I mean, both from, handling it in the midfield to pushing up and creating some offensive chances too. He just, man, I thought he had the time he had, I thought he really aced it. A+ from him.
He really wanted it. I think he wants to show that he can be a part of the first team. I think he was really happy for all the success he had in the second team, but he wants to prove he's ready for the big leagues. And you're right. I mean, Ollie was dope, and I think he's going to be him, Cole, and Ronan are going to be the future of this midfield. Mitch, you're muted.
You're muted, Mitch.
I did that. Yep, that was me.
But I like watching you go.
But I also unmuted myself like an adult. It's about knowing when and when not to, right? No, he has a lot of Ronan in his game. But he's more physical, right? Yeah. You think of Ollie's kind of small, and then you see him next to Ronan at training this week, and you're like, oh, Ollie's kind of big. He's filled out. He's a little taller than Ronan, but built strong for being still pretty young. I mean, he's of those homegrowns we talked about. I think he's Actually, he's older than Cole. That actually surprised me. He's older than Cole.
How old is Cole Bassett?
22. Yeah.
Ollie's 23?
I think so. Maybe I'm.
Let me check.
But either way, I think he's ready. I think he can be a rotation guy. You can fit him anywhere.
He's first teamer.
He's a first teamer. Free kick taker. Clearly led Next Pro in key passes, which is, that means you made the right pass, not necessarily, not relying on someone else to finish it. That's a very important stat to me.
That's a non-sexy, incredibly important stat.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. He's 22, by the way. Same age as Cole Bassett.
Same age as Cole. Okay. Yeah. All right. Flowers. Man. Bombi.
Yep. Right answer. Dude was dope.
Bombi. That guy is a beast, dude. That guy is a beast.
Dude, Bombi, you could tell how comfortable everybody is when it's Bombi and Maxu back there. From the wingbacks to the midfielders, they trust that pairing so much, and they can actually push forward because they know if they give up a man, they have two guys back there that are actually going to recover and try their hardest.
They're huge.
And it's
They're huge.
It feels like such a good.
Your backline is set next year. The backline is set. Lock it in. Replace Keegan for Seb, or
now you have rotation now, which is gorgeous.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. But yeah, I think you have Bombi. You have him under team control. He's clearly on a development track that puts him, as a national team regular and a potential top 5 league jumper. You just hope that you can ride that long enough to see some MLS success team wise. But minimum, you're going to make a pretty good amount of money on a transfer off of a MLS draft guy, which is pretty sweet. So, definitely breakout player of the year for me. And
I think that's what I think he won it from the media awards that we gave out. That bringing away
newcomer of the year
was Bombi, right behind Cole. I mean, he deserved it, dude. Dude was amazing. We're all Bombi guys.
Oh, big Bombi boys for real.
We can't stop saying the other saying I had.
Moist for Bombi.
Yeah, moist. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, that's what you said. Dude, it's late. It's 10:55. What do you?
But
no one's watching. Man. No one's going to watch that could tell me to say otherwise. I already know that.
Can you, when you guys watch Bombi play, because I'm watching the game again. Like, I'm not saying anything. Go ahead, man. Like, I wasn't gonna say it, But when I'm rewatching the game right now, man, and when I watch Bombi play, man, he looks like a gazelle when he runs.
His crazy.
Stride is just so big.
That dude closes space. It's insane. He can get all the way up in attack, and all of a sudden, A defender's like, hey, I have a break. And then Pommy's just like, he's the best, man. He's the best, man. Absolutely great. I thought Gutman had an option. Team option on Gutman going in next year. Just to look
does have an option.
Jared's comment there.
Yeah, Gutman has an option.
I think you lock it in and offer an extension.
Yep, absolutely.
And hope he signs.
Gutman had a nice game tonight.
Is that someone's flowers? Yeah, are you
super aggressive?
To me, who I'm gonna give flowers to, I'm just gonna take the Colorado kid, Cole.
Okay.
I thought he was crisp, nothing crazy, but he became the leader out of the midfield. Even with Ronan out there, there's a clear hierarchy of who's in charge there, and Cole seems to always be leading the charge. So good on him, man. There's gonna be the last 5 games, 7 games that we saw of him. He deserves all the credit. Dude became a leader, and hopefully it just transitions to next year.
Yeah. Duane?
I hinted earlier, it's got to be Abe. Man,
some nice saves.
I mean, he just really played well. He earned a red card that wasn't given in the first half, landed on his face and popped up pretty quick. But he, outside of that, just made some really, really good saves. Not just the good saves, but good recoveries from good saves where he couldn't trap the ball. Whether it's going off his fist or whatever, like his recovery was really, really quick and just on point. I thought he had a really, really great game tonight. So,
yeah.
Thumbs up for him. Flowers.
All right. I'm going to steal Kevin's flowers from the comments and shout out all our listeners, commenters, supporters, DNVR Rapids. I think our audience about tripled this year, roughly from last season, or grew by about 300%, which is pretty cool to see. It just means that you guys are showing up at 11 o'clock after a loss and you're riding with us and watching it and interacting and putting up with my dumb jokes on Twitter. And it's just rad. It's crazy that this has become the thing it has become. Never saw it coming. But you show up and keep cracking at it and keep trying and keep coming up with dumb segments and silly jokes. And all of a sudden you got a pretty popular show, and that's pretty cool. So thank you guys for showing up all the time.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. None of this would be possible without you guys, honestly. We were psyched because 2 weeks ago we had our first 1,000-view show, and it's all thanks to you guys and all the support you guys give us. We're one of the fastest growing podcasts in our network thanks to you guys. So all the appreciation.
100%.
Okay.
Think of how much fun it's going to be when we're good.
For that 1 year.
It's been a long season, and everybody's stuck it out and keeps coming to Losers Lounge and drawing rooms. Like, it's gonna be wild when we're good.
Dog, think of the glow up like the Buffs had, right? Like they went from like less viewers than we were getting to Prime getting hired, and they got like 100,000 views a show. Like it's like anything is possible, baby. Anything is possible.
Neymar after that ACL injury, he's just gonna be like, I need to go to Colorado, clear my head, start fresh, drop all the money, and he's gonna be a Rapid for the next 5 years and take us to the promised land.
Someone lie to him and say that he has the consumption and needs dry air. You know what I'm saying? Like an old cowboy.
Why is that so dumb?
Because it was a terrible joke. That's why it was so dumb. All right. Let's do some short-term predictions here. In the next 2 weeks before the playoffs, is there going to be before the playoffs are out? Honestly, probably before the first round is done. Are we going to have a head coach?
Yes. 100%.
You say this week by Friday?
Yep.
Oh, I'm going with the 2 weeks that you're giving me on the first part.
Sure, I'll give you 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're pretty far through the process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that we know it. We all know the same thing. Apparently, there's been like 5, candidates. So I imagine you've whittled it down by now, and you're probably close to making a decision. So
there's a lot of nothing like coming out, right? Like you hear
we don't know anything.
and you hope that it's something, but really it's nothing until scoops, till you get the scoops alert.
But
right?
That's the thing about this team, right? Like you don't see any smoke, and then all of a sudden it's like call 911. There's the fire. It's time to get it going.
So you think by next week we're going to be doing an emergency new coach show?
If you give me here till next, not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after, yes, I believe there's going to be a new head coach within the next 7 days or so, 7 to 10 days. I think they need to start moving quickly, man. The season's over.
You want Efrain?
I want Efrain. I don't know if it's going to happen. That's what I'd like. But you know what? Just bring him in. Let him evaluate. The season's over. These guys are no longer playing. They cannot go home. Let's evaluate who's going to stay, who's going to go. Let's go from there, and let's try to build this team as quickly as you can. And the longer you wait off on the coach, the longer you wait off on evaluating your team, the longer it takes to get the ball rolling.
I mean, I think you're right. I would say this week or next. I would be shocked if it's longer than that. That could be true too. I know that the process is pretty deep. That's about as much as I know.
3 weeks would be mid-November. So,
well, you're right, because it is almost it's 10 days to Halloween, and there you go. So
it's not that far off.
But I mean, look, you got to be ready. I mean, as soon as those playoffs are up, you can start wheeling and dealing, basically, or close to it. So at least within the league. So I think it's the next couple weeks at the most. So, okay. We already apparently, I mean, not confirmed totally or anything, but we know that Rubio is likely out the door. Mm-hmm. How many more of those if I give you 2 weeks, will we have a very good idea of any of these other vets out the door?
No.
You think that's it?
Yeah, I think they're gonna, unless the player says goodbye or like, hey, thanks for all I think the team is gonna try to keep it as close to their best as they can to see if maybe they can get something out of it, a trade, try to get a contract out, something. They're just trying to see if they can work anything out.
Of course they're going to, but maybe do you predict any more players?
Oh, maybe 2. And that's gonna be Beta and Jack.
Oh. Jack and Rubio in a couple weeks is that's a gut punch, dude. Absolute gut punch.
Yeah, I think those are going to be the 2 guys.
Kevin, man, that's funny. Those are the 2 predictions I wanted to do. I don't have anything else in that little mini game.
What do you think, Duane? Do you think any more players say goodbye
in the next 2 weeks? Or
yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna. I think if we know anything about the Rapids, and you guys just mentioned it, is that they're not going to say anything until everyone already knows. But I don't think.
But we all know about Rubio. That's
right.
That's kind of
but I don't think that there's going to be other players that are going to jump the gun that quickly.
Okay.
Like with an announcement like Rubio did.
God, that sucks. There's just no way that's fixed. That's over. He's gone.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I think I believe 100% that if the offer was made from the Rapids to stay, he would have stayed 100%.
We'll find an offer at least.
Yeah. I think if it was a good offer, there's no way he would leave based on conversations with them. But wherever he ends up, I hope he has the season of his life, man. And I think, I don't remember if it was you, Mitch, or Yaya. We were talking, I think it was after the show this week, that eventually we'd like to see Rubio return as a coach.
Oh yeah, that was me.
We had that conversation. I think Rubio in the future will be an even better coach than he is a player.
Me too. I love that guy.
That's no disrespect to his play. That's just how good I think he is.
Playing for him is going to be
about thinking about soccer. I think he's that good, smart. Let's go.
Can I interest you in a border town?
Yeah,
maybe Tijuana.
Duane heard Rubio to Mazatlan and he just devolved to noises. No words, just The thing
maybe he wants to go to Germany.
I still have him.
I don't remember.
Maybe he wants to go to Germany and lift Schalke out of the Bundesliga 2 for me.
He might actually.
That'd be cool.
It's funny that you say he'd be a better coach because I've heard from people in that front office that if whenever he retires, he's gonna join a front office and be a general manager.
I mean, he just knows.
He'd be great at that too.
That's the thing.
The dude is so smart. Him and Keegan are so heady about soccer that it's just they're going to be so good at leading a club, either from the player level as a coach or at the front office level, like you said, as GM. They're both going to be excellent at that.
Yeah,
when they're old and retired.
Rubio loved it here, man. It sucks so much. Such a great guy. He was loved by everybody in that organization. He was loved by everybody on that team. He was like a true definition of a Rapid.
Yep. I don't think he wanted to leave. But that's business. So it sucks.
Man, all right. Give us a little heads up as to like what's coming next. Yeah. What should we be looking out for this week, next week, kind of the off-season schedule? What do you think?
So we're gonna revert back to one show week, guys. There might be times that we do 2 or 3, depending if there's breaking news. Maybe we have a really special subject that we just can't talk about until a certain date. We will be trying to cover the Super Draft a lot more, trying to get into prospects, who we kind of want. There's some big names out there. We also kind of want to get into a lot of more transfers, what we want to see, look at contracts, who we would want to keep if we're the GM, and what should happen around the team. Expect a lot of social interaction, so keep an eye on our socials. We're going to try our best we can. As soon as we get a coaching hire, we're going to do an emergency pod. We're going to get instant reactions. We're going to try to do all the fun stuff. Just because we're in the off season now does not mean that our coverage drops off. We will be trying our hardest to get you guys anything you want. We welcome any topic, any suggestions, or anything you guys want to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Well said.
We're actually looking for, like, normally at DNVR, the off season is kind of a downtime because it's just there's no games happening and a lot of beats, Nuggets just won a championship. The offseason was hard for them. So they're happy that the season has started again. But we're really looking forward to the offseason. There's so much.
This is going to be a whole new team.
Rapids.
It's going to be a whole new team.
Normally an offseason is kind of boring and we're just filling time until we get to the new season. But there is going to be so much to talk about this offseason for the Colorado Rapids.
There could be as many as 8 to 10 outbounds, which means 8 to 10 inbounds, which means who knows? New coach, who knows? It could be anything. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Just to also keep you guys going, we're also going to try to do more collabs with guys like Tommy Boger all around the nation, try to get more perspectives. We're going to try to bring in our Fire people, try to bring in our Philly people, have and talk a little bit about the MLS Playoff. That's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So, just remember, just because it's the end of the season doesn't mean that we're going to leave you guys alone. You'll still get your weekly Rapids podcast, and we'll still be here for you guys talking Pids on a weekly basis.
All right, Duane, plug us out of here.
As usual, wherever you're watching or listening, jump in, give us a 5-star review. If you haven't hit that like button yet for tonight's show, give us a like. We made it to the end of the season. Let's celebrate with the like button. Help us out, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is. If you're on the Twitters, follow us at DNVR_Rapids, and you can find all 3 of us from the Rapids account. Keep in touch. We got lots and lots and lots to talk about this off season. If there's guests that you want to see on the show that you think would be really cool, we can't promise that they will say yes, but we can promise that we will email them.
Relentlessly tag them on Twitter. Don't stop tagging them on
ask
Twitter.
Anybody. Yeah, we'll ask anybody to come on the show, whether or not they want to or whether or not they can fit it in their schedule, sometimes out of our control. But we're happy to ask anybody if you'd like to see them on the show. Let us know. We love having fun guests. So Tommy Scoops, he's such an awesome guest. Having anybody out there, we're up for it.
We got a big draft this week too. Big draft. Big draft.
We have a big draft coming up this week.
Huge draft.
Woo. I need to find out what it is so I can prep.
Nope. You find out when we get there.
Not if I'm making the graphics.
It is.
I can make the graphic too, Duane. Do not worry.
Wait, I can't say what it is? I can't tease it?
No, we're not letting Duane know till the day of the show.
Boo.
All right, true. All right, fair enough.
This
Draft of all drafts coming this week, though. It is going to be the most controversial hot fire take.
I feel like, is it based on conversations we had this week already?
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Of course
Then I know what it is. Okay.
Nope, you don't. It's way different.
We're going to change it. You're not going to know.
It's going to be the dumbest draft. If that's the case, this is going to be the stupidest draft. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss these terrible takes.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. Get your diehard membership at thednvr.com. That gets you discounts at the bar, discounts on merch, free merch, diehard exclusive merch, the Discord channels, behind the paywall, events. You can get your season pass at a discount to all the Nuggets and Avs and Broncos party events. There's so much going on. Hop on, get your membership, support local media. Look out for this week or next when we have our emergency coaching hire show and our regular studio shows. Follow us all on socials. But more important than all of that, and for the final time in the regular season of 2023,
we did it.
Let's go.
We got to say it again.
I got my Saturdays back, baby.
Up the damn pits.